At the top of South America's high mountains, the Andes are forbiddingly treacherous and magnificent. However, in such a harsh natural environment, the ancient Incas created an agricultural miracle. Not only did they survive such harsh terrain and climatic conditions, but they also transformed them into a productive force, building a complex and efficient agricultural system. This not only provided them with sufficient food, but also supported the prosperity of the whole Inca Empire. Let's take a look back at this history and explore the agricultural wonders created by the ancient Incas in the high mountains. The Andes: challenges and opportunities in a harsh environment. The Andes are the longest mountain range in the world, stretching across the whole of South America. The terrain is very complex, with huge altitude differences and extremely variable climatic conditions. Especially in the heart of the Inca Empire, the mountains were high, the temperatures were low, the rain was scarce, and the land was barren. For most civilizations, such an environment would almost mean a huge obstacle to agricultural production. However, the Incas were not deterred by these challenges. Instead, they turned environmental limitations into advantages and invented unique agricultural techniques. One of the biggest challenges faced by the Incas was how to grow crops at high altitudes. In these places, temperature differences were drastic, water was scarce, and the soil was difficult to utilize. To overcome this problem, the Incas created terraced agriculture, which utilizes the slopes of the mountains to increase the area of cultivated land and effectively retains soil and water through a stepped structure. Terrace agriculture, combination of wisdom and nature. The Incas' technique of building terraces is a miracle in the world's agricultural history. Known as the Andean terraces, these terraces are widely distributed at all heights in the Andes, extending from the tropical areas at low altitudes to the highlands above 4,000 meters above sea level. These terraces were more than simple terraced farmland. They were designed with soil and water conservation, irrigation, and temperature control in mind. First, the Incas prevented the soil from being washed away by rain by building stone walls on the hillsides. They also designed a complex drainage system between the terraces to ensure that rainwater and alpine snow were evenly distributed to each terrace. In this way, the crops in the terraces can still get enough water even in the season of uneven precipitation. In addition, the stepped structure of the terraces was also effective in regulating the temperature. The different angles of sunlight made the temperature of each terrace slightly different, so that the Incas could choose the most suitable height for planting according to the growth needs of different crops. Domesticated crops: the diversity of Inca agriculture. In order to adapt to the diverse climate of the Andes, the Incas domesticated a range of crops that were adapted to different altitudes. One of the best known is the potato, of which the Incas grew hundreds of different varieties that thrive in the high altitude. Also, an important staple for the Incas was quinoa, a nutrient-rich grain that excelled at high altitudes and became an important part of the Inca diet. At the lower elevations of the terraces, the Incas also grew crops such as corn, beans, and chili peppers. These crops not only provided the Incas with a rich source of food, but also spread to a wider area through trade networks, becoming an important pillar of the Inca Empire's economy. Hydraulic engineering, a masterpiece of irrigation systems. In addition to elaborate terraces, the Incas also built a complex system of hydraulic engineering. Because of the uneven distribution of water resources in the Andes, the Incas had to solve the problem of how to effectively manage water sources. They built thousands of kilometers of stone canals and artificial waterways in the mountains to channel alpine snow water into the terraces. This not only ensured the irrigation of farmland, but also provided a reliable source of water for the entire empire. These aqueduct systems not only reflect the Incas' mastery of engineering, but also demonstrate their philosophy of sustainable utilization of natural resources. Through rational management of water resources, the Incas ensured the long-term sustainable development of agriculture, avoided soil erosion and resource depletion, and laid a solid foundation for the prosperity of the empire. The intellectual legacy of the Inca civilization. Although the Inca Empire was conquered by Spanish colonizers in the 16th century, their agricultural wonders did not disappear with the empire's demise. To this day, many of the terraces in the Andes are still in use and continue to provide food for local farmers. Through terraced agriculture, domesticated crops, and complex hydraulic engineering, the Incas demonstrated their deep understanding and skillful use of the natural environment. The Incas' agricultural achievement was not just a technological triumph. It was a vivid demonstration of the harmonious coexistence of man and nature. Today, when modern society faces the challenges of climate change and food security, the wisdom of the Incas still provides us with valuable inspiration. By respecting nature and rationally utilizing resources, we can create a bountiful future in the most unlikely places, just as the Incas once did in the agricultural miracle on the Andean Plateau.